Hey everyone, sorry for the delay. We had some technical glitch, first of all, but it's okay, all good. Good morning and afternoon to everyone here. Welcome and thank you for attending our webinar on New User 101. If you are new to your company and you need to start using it, if you've never used it before, or you just want to know more about it, this is definitely the webinar for you. Just a quick introduction. For those of you who don't know me, so I'm Adila. You can call me Dila or Adila, and I will be guiding you through today's session. And my colleague here, Hazira, is also here, and we are both CRM onboarding consultants at Prospect CRM. So today we've put together a straightforward plan to help you get comfortable and efficient with Prospect CRM quickly. We'll cover, as you can see here, the basics of how Prospect CRM is set up so you can find your way easily, how to find and create customer records, which is key to keeping your customer data up to date, the essentials of communicating within the CRM to help you stay in touch with customers and teammates, a quick guide to quotes and sales orders to make your sales process smoother, a bit of tips of managing your tasks so you don't miss out on important activities, and where to find more resources whenever you need to learn something new about the CRM. So before we start with the demo by Hazira later, I do want to speak to you about the prospects hierarchy. So Prospect CRM uses a hierarchical structure with two options. The first one is the simple company hierarchy, and this is designed for customers with one location. At the top, we have the company level. So here you can actually store company details, address, and this is where we integrate to your accounting or inventory management system like Xero or Unleash or Sin7 Core, allowing you to see a full sales history. Beneath, we have contacts. So these are the employees that you interact. For example, it can be the owner or the sales manager, and also their contact details. And depending on the type of interaction, we then have opportunities, right? So it helps you to manage potential sales through a pipeline. The tools that are under opportunities are activities, notes, tasks, emails, quotations, and sales orders. Or sometimes it can also be problems, right? So problems, you can use that to track and manage customer issues with similar tools. The second option is basically this company group hierarchy, and this is designed for customers with multiple locations. So the only difference here is at the top, we have the company group level, which groups all locations for consolidated reporting and contact list. Then beneath, we have the companies. So each location with its own address and integration, and then the contacts assigned to their primary locations. Then we have the same features as single company, like the opportunities, quotes, orders, and also problems. Okay. So now I'm going to hand over the session to Hazira for today's demo.
Right, thank you, Adila. And again, everyone, we do apologize for the slight delay in the session earlier because of a technical issue. Thank you so much for your patience. So I'm Zira. I'll be walking you through the demo session for today. So first of all, when you are going inside your test account or maybe your own account here, so for example, I am using our test account, that's my jam. Also, depending on your admin user role, so you may get a slightly different view of the CRM to other users within the business. For example, all configuration settings are only available to CRM users. So now that we are in the test account at the moment, I hope everyone can see it. Once you logged in, you'll be greeted with the overview dashboard over here. So clicking on this icon will allow you to expand the menu in which you can also select and switch between different dashboards in CRM. On the sidebar that you can see over here on the left-hand side, you can see the report menu. So these report menus is organized to groups such as peoples and places for companies and contacts, products and services for your SKUs or your items. So by expanding for each group over here, you can see what are the items that are available in each report menu. And you can also gain access to a variety of reports that utilizes the data that we take from your inventory system into CRM. Aside from that, if you just scroll down a bit down here, you will find a more reports section, which you will find the location of all of your private reports and also all of the shared reports in CRM. For example, if I just go back over onto the dashboard here, this will be our overview dashboard. If you could see on the open opportunities over here, it will show you all of the current open opportunities that you have created within CRM. So if you'd like to know more about all of these tiles that we do have over here, just go ahead and then click them so you'll be brought over into a report version of those particular tiles. From here, you can also see your task items. So for task items here, it includes the ones that you have for today, the ones that has already been overdue, and the ones that is upcoming. And then if there's any of these tasks that you have already completed today, it will appear down here as well. And on the right-hand side over here, you will see the recent activity tile, which will show you all of the reports that you have previously opened. And this is actually comes in handy when you would like to go back to a previous record. So for the next one, I'll just show you how you can actually find and create your customer records. We have our main global search over here, and this is how you can quickly find any record within CRM, such as company, contact, or inquiry record. For example, if I just wanted to find anything that's related to the words Browns, so once I type the words Browns, it will bring over all of the companies and also the associated contacts with the word Browns, regardless of the term itself or the company that has the word Brown in it. So before we go ahead and then create new records in the CRM, it is important that you search for any existing ones just to ensure that duplicates are not created, because on the initial sync with your CRM and your inventory or accounting system, we will pull in all of your companies and contacts. So going forward, if you wish to add new companies, new contacts, these will need to be added into the CRM. Just note that records created in CRM will either exist under existing contact, like for example, existing company, or they can also exist as a new standalone record. Right. How to create new customer records. So in the creation tab over here, you can either just click create company using the company tab over here, or you can also go ahead and then create a contact. And then in the contact creation window, you will have the ability to also create a company at the same time as well. So for example, if I just wanted to create new company over here, let's just do for the sake of the webinar today. So we have new testing webinar at gmail.com. So if this is a new contact that you just wanted to assign it under a existing company in the CRM, you can just go ahead and then click over here. And then you can search for the current company that you have in CRM. Like for example, if I just wanted to put this new contact under Browns of Ipswich, I can just select it. But we wanted to create new contacts. So again, go over here, create new company. You can assign your company name accordingly over here. So I'll just do all for webinars. And then we can assign the CRM company type over here. So since this is a new customer, we can just set it as a customer, or you can also configure the company type accordingly as well. You can put in the website. For the Unleash customer account over here, if you would think that this new company and contact is something that you would like to sync over into your inventory system, because this is how our testing system is set up, you can absolutely do so from this level itself. Right. Other than that, you can also put in the new contact's name too. So I'll just put John Richards over here. And then I can assign a role for this customer as well. And this role is quite crucial, especially if you are going to integrate your CRM with any of the marketing platforms such as Klaviyo or MailChimp. So this is how one of the way that you can also sync your contacts into those marketing platforms. So I'll just put it as maybe as owner. Then we can put in the job title as well, put in the phone number and the mobile phone number too. The ones down here, so it shows you the email subscription statuses, which determines whether your contacts are subscribed or unsubscribed from marketing communications that you send out in the post, such as letter or promotional flyers. So we'll just keep it all of them as turned on. And then this is the one that is for the physical mail fax. So if you do need to send any marketing promotions or flyers, you can have this subscribed. And then the others will be the ones that is associated with your marketing platform. You can just go ahead and click create. And while we're in this session, if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to actually put your questions in the Q&A section, which my colleague Adila will help you with that. Okay, so this is how our new company will look like. And as Adila mentioned before, this will be the hierarchy for a single company. So this is the company, all for webinars. And then this is the contact that exists under all for webinars. Over here, as you can see, let me just go back onto the company level, just to show you how the layout looks like. So as you can see over here, if you do need to put more summary of what the company is all about, what their mission and vision is, if that's relevant, you can put it over here. Or maybe how did you actually meet this customer, or how did they actually approach you? And then these are the activity sections that we do have over here as well. So for example, if you would like to do any particular activity within this company, for example, you are communicating with one of the contacts, for example, hi, maybe you would like to tag one of the CRM users. So I'll just tag my colleague Adila in here. I've spoken with John Richards, for example, like that. So what's going to happen is once you click post Adila, she will be receiving an email notification that she has been tagged in this particular post just for her own notification. Other than that, you can also tag a different notes type for each activity notes. This is actually quite useful if you are going to ensure that you are engaging with the customers accordingly, as each activity types determines whether they are an active engagement or non-active engagement. Other than that, you can also add a task for a specific user or even as a reminder for yourself as well. So if you click on add task over here, as you can see, the parent is all for webinars. So meaning that this task will be plotted under the company. No worries, if you do need to plot it under the contact level itself, you can absolutely do so. Go ahead to the drop-down menu over here, search for all records. But since I was in John Richards earlier, so I can just simply set him over here, and then I can just do a new task ask follow up for quotes, for example, right? I can also assign it to myself as a reminder, or I can also assign it to one of the CRM users as well, just for them to do the necessary action. You can also put in the due date over here as well. So let's just do for today. The activity type over here, sorry, the task type over here, this is just for easier segmentation when you are doing a report later on. So maybe we'll just do for sending quote. All right, and you can also put any relevant description over here as well, in case if there are any things that you think that you will need to be mindful of. So we can just go ahead and then click create. Okay, so once you have already clicked create, what's going to happen is you can see the task over on the left-hand side over here. So you can click on the task button here, and then you can see the recent task that we just created earlier, which is under John Richards, and then it's under company all for webinars. And this is the title of what the task is all about. So you can just go ahead and click on this one. If you decided that, okay, everything is going good, I'm just going to complete this, you can also put an outcome. This is actually just for better visibility to other stakeholders within the CRM as well. You can also mark this as completed. You can also actually complete and follow up. So what's going to happen is if you do this, you will be completing this task, and there will be an automated task pop-up that will appear once you have click the complete button. I'm just going to go ahead and then mark as complete, just to show you how it looks like. So as you can see over here, once I've already marked as complete, it will appear to completed by today. Just a hint and note as well, if you have already created a task and you assign it to yourself as a reminder, you won't be receiving any email. But This is a good way to tell you what are the tasks that you have actually assigned to yourself. And it shows you what's happening today, what's overdue, what's upcoming if there's any, and what you have already completed today. All right. So the next part is I'm just going to show you how you can actually create a problem in CRM. So problem in CRM, it doesn't necessarily mean when an issue has happened. It could also mean as a way to for a ticketing service, or maybe just to log in any particular issues that happen. It could be any account query, or it could also be a delivery issue, for example. So sometimes it's inevitable that issue will arise. So when you are creating a problem record, you will need to put in a description. And there are several ways that you can create a problem in CRM. So you can go head over onto the global create button, click on problem, and as how we did for task earlier on, you can choose the parent accordingly. But since I am in John Richards at the moment, and let's just say John Richards is the one who actually told me about this issue, I'll go ahead and do that under his record. So go ahead and then click on the plus icon up here, click on problem. Okay, so this will be something internal that you will need to specify what the problem is all about. So let's just say, for example, this is about a delivery issue for order number 123. Okay, so this is tagged under John Richards. So for the source itself, it will just be how did you get to know this particular problem? So most probably John Richards actually phoned you or emailed you. I'll just put as email. And then for the type here, this is just to categorize what the problem is all about. So since it's about a delivery issue, we can just click on delivery over here. And then for the analysis, this is just to further define what the problem is all about. The pipeline over here, this is actually the journey of this particular problem. So since it's about a new problem, a delivery issue, we can go ahead and then tick on other. But as you can see over here, if I click on other, there are these statuses. If this delivery issue is about a product return or a technical issue, so the statuses will change accordingly as well. I'll just keep it under other, and then we can click create. So within here, as you can see, these are how the problem layouts will look like, which you can also input the customer reference, the supplier reference if there's any need to, and then a summary of what the problem is all about. And we can also see there's an activity section where you can put in the notes and where you can add in the task as well. How you can actually change the statuses from the first one to the second one is quite simple. You can just go ahead and then click on the next status on the top bar over here. For example, I'll just go on to working on. And within CRM, working on, it has its own sub-status. So if you click on the drop down over here, it depends if it's something that you are referring to a supplier or if this is something that you are working on it internally. So I'll just put it as with us. And as you can see, there's an automated task pop-up over here as well. So what this means is this particular status that we are on right now, it is a required status that the CRM users need to put in a task in it. You can absolutely change this in the configuration setting, especially if you are a CRM admin. But this is just how it works when you are setting a certain required task over a certain statuses. It will be as usual. Put in the description of what the task is all about. You can assign it to yourself or another CRM users and then set everything else accordingly. You can also change the statuses if you need to by going on to the bar over on the status tile over here. So let's just say, for example, everything is working well. And if you would need to also put any related documents or emails with regards to this delivery issue, you can always drag and drop the files over here, or you can also click on the plus icon up here just to get maybe upload a photo or add new files over as well. Let's just go back into details. So we are working on it. Everything is going fine. So you just wanted to close the problem. You can go ahead and then click on close successfully. So this problem will be closed accordingly. All right, so for the next part, we'll be going through on how you can actually create an opportunity in CRM. So opportunity in CRM means there's the potential to sell to a customer. So this ideally should be created under the contact that you're speaking to. So let's just say I'm going over into John Richards over here. I'll go ahead and use the plus icon up here and then click on opportunity. Again, the description is the internal description of what this opportunity is all about. So maybe we just wanted to put it here, buying maybe strawberry jam for store opening, for example. Okay, so for the salesperson, you can assign it to yourself. I'll just assign it to myself just to show you how it looks like. And then for the tab over here, again, this is just to tell you what type of this opportunities is all about to categorize it further. You can also configure it in the background as well. The pipeline, again, this will be the journey of how the opportunity works. So we can just put it as new customer or new business. And with each particular pipeline, there will be a change of statuses too. What is the objective of this particular pipeline? So we could be maybe about other, and then these are the statuses. For the size, this will be the monetary size of how the opportunity is looking like. So since we're talking about a new store opening, we can just say maybe it's around 2K to 5K. Of course, this is something that you can set on your own as well. And you can just click create. Similar to how problem works, you can see up here, there are several statuses that you can work through. You can see there's a summary, activity, notes, adding tasks as well. So we keep everything quite similar to each record to one another. Again, if you need to change the statuses, just click on any of the statuses up here. Or you can also do it from the drop down here as well. For the gut to meter over here, so this is actually how about your gut feeling. So you can, of course, use this to record how you likely think that the opportunity will be successful. So maybe we can change it also over to maybe 80%, which is very likely for this opportunity to succeed. Or you can also make use of our intervals over here in 25%. Okay, so excuse me, now that you have the opportunity created, during the sales opportunity process, you will need to provide your customers with pricing information using quote. You can absolutely convert this particular opportunity into a quote so that since we're already working on this particular opportunity, you can straight away jump into a quote. But I'm not going to convert this to quote at the moment. I'm just going to show you how it looks like when you are creating an actual quote from scratch. So let's just go back into the hierarchy up here with John Richards. And again, make use of the global create button and click on quote over here if you need to jump to other contacts in CRM. So since I am still in John Richards, I'm going to create a quote underneath him. Click on the plus icon up here, click on quote. All right, so for the quote over here, what you can do over here is, of course, the description of what the quote is all about. So with quote, since you are going to send the pricing list to the customer for further confirmation, you can also put in the description that is quite relevant. So let's just say, for example, new store opening materials, for example. And then for the based on over here, this is actually just if you have already made any particular quote in the past that you just wanted to copy the same as it is into John Richards' request, you can absolutely do so. And then the salesperson, just put it as myself. This is the currency of the quote itself. And then for the pipeline, this will be the pipeline that we had earlier from when we were creating the opportunity. So since this is for a new business, we can just click on new business over here. And then these will be the tax code if you have already set it over in your inventory system. So it will just be pulled over accordingly as well. And then we can just go ahead and click create. If you have, remember from earlier session, if you have already converted the opportunity into a quote, you will be seeing the same layout that you are currently seeing right now. So just to walk you through over how this actually works, this is how you can actually put the customer order reference. And then you can also set the products that you actually wanted to add into this particular quote. So let's just say because we are doing a jam business, so we can just put over chili jam over here. You can put in the quantity of this as well. This is something that you can edit if you would need to, especially on the price level and if you need to add more discounts for a particular product. Aside from that, as you can see, These are the most frequently ordered items, so it will just be populated accordingly over here. Easier for you to choose all of your relevant products. Another part is you can go ahead and then click on the search over here. And then you can go ahead to search for the actual product itself by changing the drop down over here. Search for it, example. Another way is you can just go ahead over into recently purchased, which will be quite similar to the drop down that we saw earlier on the previous window. Another one is this will show you all of the popular products that we have over in CRM that you usually use to quote to your customer. You can also add in all of the products accordingly on this page as well. So for example, I just wanted to add more jams, for example, blissful blueberry jams and maybe cheeky cherry jam. So you can go ahead and add and close just to close this particular page, and everything will be brought over into this main page over here. On this page as well, if you do need to set the relevant delivery charges, depending if you are going to do automated delivery charges or manual delivery charges, you can actually do so over here as well, which you will need to do some settings in the background by the admin users. And then this is how the quote will look like. Aside from that, if you have like a list from the customer, for example, they have like a long list of orders or products they would like to place for, you can just go ahead and then drag and drop the Excel file in here. So all of the products will be populated accordingly as well. Right, so once you're happy with everything, we're going to send this to the customer. Don't worry about clicking the send at this point. So once you click the send at this point, this is actually will just give you an email pop-up, which you can go ahead and then choose a particular email template on how you actually want it to send to the customer. Let's just say, for example, I'm going to send them this template. So with this template, it will also load up your PDF quote that you have already configured in the background. And then in this email, as you can see, this is what we call the quote to order workflow. So how the quote to order workflow work is if the customer has received this email and then they click on approve, what will happen is you as the salesperson will be receiving an email notification saying that this quote has been approved and that it will automatically be confirmed and then sent over into your inventory system as a draft order. If they do click decline, what will happen is they will need to include reason for cancellation. So this quote will be canceled automatically, but since you will be notified, you can go ahead and click on the link on your email. It will direct you back into this particular quote, and you can go ahead and then restore and then make your changes accordingly rather than just starting all over again. On the attachment side over here that we have it together with this email template, if you click on the three dot button, you will also have the option to actually download it as a PDF, and you will also be able to actually preview this particular quote before you send it over to the customer, just to ensure that everything is right. This is how the template's going to look like. Okay, so once you're happy with everything, you can just go ahead and click confirm. Maybe the customer, they didn't click on the approve. They just told you that, hey, I wanted to confirm this quote. It looks good. You can go ahead and then confirm this quote on their behalf. If you can see the small black notification over there, what you will need to do is before you actually confirm this particular quote, remember all for webinars is a new customer. So technically they haven't got any accounts in your inventory or accounting system. So what you will need to do is you can go ahead and then create new Unleash customer account. Again, we are integrated with Unleash at the moment. Right? So that's it for the quote. And then the next part is just creating a sales order, which is a much similar to quote. However, this is when you use, if you need to bypass the quoting process, and it can be created directly for fast order entry. So for example, if I go over into John Richards, I can just click on the plus icon, click on sales order. As you can see, it's a much simpler window that we have over here. If you click on create, it will lead you back into the same layout as what we have over as in the quote details earlier on. Okay, so let's just say, for example, I'll just add one product again. Okay, so once I've already clicked confirm, what will happen is your sales order will move through a status of waiting to be confirmed. So there will be a banner that appears on top of over here stating that the quote is currently waiting to be confirmed into your inventory system. A draft status or draft sales order will be pushed through to a status of confirm order when the next import run. So you can check whether an order has been confirmed through by looking at the quote over here at the top of the sales order. So this will show as confirm order, highlighted in green if everything went successful. And you can also receive the sales order from your inventory system. So at the moment we have sales order 2241. This is the CRM sales order number, but your inventory system could have a different number. Okay, so now you have an overview of how the CRM work and what you can do inside CRM just to make your work easier, to input more information, and just to have everything in one place. So lastly, if you are interested in feature, what you can do is you can go and if you like to know more about CRM, knowing what's going new with our CRM as well, what are the current versions, you can go ahead and select all of these different options over here. We also have a chat box over here, which will be helpful if you do need a quick answer or a quick guidance on what you need to do in CRM. And if you do need to go over in making suggestions on what you think the CRM can improve on just to make your process easier and smoother, you can go ahead and click this to make a suggestion. All right, so we have reached the end of our webinar and we can go straight into the Q&A session. If you have any questions, please add them into the chat. Take it away, Adila.
Right. Thanks, Zira. Everyone, appreciate if you can keep those questions relevant to the topics today. Let's say for the questions that we aren't able to answer today, I will get back to you directly to the registered email address. Okay, let's pop in the questions into the chat. Okay, so we've got one here. If a sales order is created in Prospect, will that automatically be uploaded into Unleashed? So it depends. Essentially, what you need to make sure is that you need to make sure that the customer exists in both Prospect and Unleashed. So once you have confirmed that, then you can just confirm the sales order, and this will then be automatically sent out to your inventory management system, such as Unleashed, by default as a draft sales order. Hope that helps. Okay.
I think just to add more to that question, worth to note that if you do click on confirm button over here, and then it says to you this customer does not have an account in Unleashed. So just to follow up what Adila mentioned, you can create one now, and then you can go ahead and create this particular customer account. So as you can see on the customer code up here, it doesn't load the dynamic, it's not dynamic, in which you have to input the customer code manually, depending on what was the last customer code that you put in Unleashed. So if it's in a numerical value, so you need to put in the next one. And then all of the relevant information that you have already created in CRM, for example, the company, the contact, it will appear accordingly. But this is where you can also set the Unleashed customer type as well. You can assign it to a specific Unleashed salesperson too. And then you can just click create. So this sales ledger will be created in Unleashed. And then you can start confirming the sales order. And the flow will be just like what Adila mentioned.
We also have another question. So it says here, is there a way I can have code created in Prospect to be in Unleash and vice versa? So we need to understand that we don't bring over any document templates from Prospect CRM to the accounting or inventory management system. And for this example, they are referring to Unleashed. However, we do bring over the confirmed order. So let's say if you create a quote or a sales order in Prospect CRM and then you click confirm. So we do send the confirmed order, the transaction itself, from Prospect to the accounting or inventory management system. Next question is, can you do bulk emails out of Unleash from your actual company email address? Let's see. Can you do bulk emails out of Unleash from your actual company email address? I'm trying to think. Mm, bulk- Do you mean mass emailing as in out of prospects? Okay. Can you do bulk emails out of prospect CRM from your actual company email address? So we don't do mass emailing from prospect CRM. So you need to be assisted by any marketing integration such as MailChimp or Klaviyo. We do have the integration setting that you can set up via the system settings on the navigation menu bar there. Okay. All right. What else?
If it's easier for you guys to actually go ahead and then take the mic, go ahead. No worries.
Oh, we have another question. So it says here, how many fields can be added in the quote product lines? If you're talking about the number of the columns, so to be honest, there's no limit to that because essentially what you can do you need, yep, as what Zira is showing right now, if you go to the quote record page or the sales order record page and go to the product section and click on the three dots next to the cog icon there and go to select fields, you should be able to add more options or fields as columns there. And don't forget to click submit and save the changes.
There you go.
Yep, there you go. Okay. Okay, a question from Heather. If we have a bulk company set up and one of the companies closes, how do we update the status of that one individual company? So a bulk company set up as in, so we need to understand first, are they comprised of single companies or company groups? But essentially, what you can do is that you can change the status on the categorization section. So Hazira, if you can just go into one of the companies. Okay, let's just use that. Okay, you can just let me just double check status. Okay, right. If you can elaborate more, as in, do you want to have the RFM segment closed? Is that what you mean? Or if not, what we can do is that we can use the lab setting on the company type field. So on the categorization session, and yep, there should be a labs option, right? So you can actually use that. So our labs option basically means if the company hasn't purchased from your team for a certain period of time, we can have them lapse in the prospect CRM, right? So the data will always stay in prospect CRM because we don't permanently delete any data from prospect CRM. However, reporting wise, we can have the company removed from the report. Hope that helps. Um, you're welcome, Heather. Okay, so we have another one question. So how do you run reports based on historical customers or products purchased? Um, to be fair, we have several reports that you can actually refer to in order for you to view this kind of data. So we have our standard reports like the customer trends as well as a few reports on the products where you can refer to. Okay, hope that helps. Maybe one or two more questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yep, right. Keep the questions coming.
All right, worth to note that since I haven't done anything with the sales order earlier, so when I came back into this particular sales order, it will ask you whether you want to keep it, confirm it, or discard the order. So I'll just go ahead and discard this particular order. This will usually happen with sales order, not with quotes.
Wonderful. Okay. So I guess that's it for now, right? So thank you again to all participants for joining today, and for all the questions that you
Oh,
guys have
there's one more,
answered.
Adela.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Apologies. Hi Megan. Is there a way to add or pin a document to the main company? As in, so we have the documents tab, right? Like Zira is showing right now. So you can just go to the documents tab, and then in the top right there, there's a small plus icon. And if you select that, there's like a few options that you can actually choose from. Okay. And for the documents, perhaps you can choose the add files button, the option there. Okay. Or another, I would say a shortcut kind of. So if you can go back to the details tab, please, Zira. You can make use of the activity section down there. You can just drag and drop the documents into here. That's a shortcut for you. Okay. All right. Sorry, any more questions? Let's just quickly go through the list in case if I miss out on anything.
Yeah, questions has been good so far. We'll just give it another 2 more minutes and then we can end the session if there's nothing else, Adila.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, perhaps it's worth mentioning as well. We do have upcoming webinars as well, right? So if you are interested, you can actually join our webinars in the future. So maybe you wanted to explain about that more, Adila?
All right. The webinar will be held in a 2 weeks' time. It's about introducing our improved goals. So we do have a goals feature in the CRM, but we have made some improvements on that feature. So we're going to talk about that in more detail. So if you are interested, we can go to the link. I think Zira has opened that just now, but you can go to that link and register. And aside from that, you can also look back or refer to any topics covered and any explanations provided today. You can also find all of our past webinars on a vast range of prospect CRM topics and workflows. Right. So from Prospect CRM, you can actually go into the help folder, right, which is our help center, and click on more resources, and then it will then lead you to this particular page. Okay. Right. So we have one more question. How can I invite new
Mm.
user? We are planning to have a new joiner to lead our CRM. It's pretty simple, right? As long as you are the admin, organization admin, so if you go to the settings and go to users, right? So this is the users management page. What you can do is that you can just go to the top right there and click invite user, and then just input the user's email address. and then the user should receive an email notification with the link for them to further register. Okay. Another question from Kelly. Right, you're welcome. How do I receive a link to the next webinar space? She registered but did not receive a link. All right, we do have that. We can share with you a direct link directly to you later on. However, if you want to access that from Prospect CRM again, if you go to the help folder on the left-hand menu bar and go to more resources there and click explore, okay, this will then lead you to this page, all right? And if you scroll down, you should be getting to the webinar. There's the webinars. Yep, there's that webinar style there. So if you click learn more, here we have listed all the past webinars and also the current webinar that we're having right now. So it'll be posted here. You can also register for the upcoming webinar if you want to. All right, like what she Hazira is showing now. Okay, I see. We'll investigate this further and get back to you. All right, but thank you for highlighting this. No worries.
There's another one that says about the loading documents
Oh,
attachment.
sorry, I missed that. Okay, one more question. So if you load documents attachments in Prospect CRM, will those documents transfer into Unleash? For example, a copy of a customer purchase order when confirming the quote. Once again, I'd like to highlight that we don't bring over any document templates from Prospect CRM to your accounting or inventory management system and vice versa. We only bring over the transaction itself, like for example, the confirm order, but we don't import any document templates from one system to another. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's that, right, Zira?
Yeah,
That's quite the number of questions there,
wonderful. Yeah.
which is wonderful, right? Okay, so yeah, let's just wrap up today's webinar. Again, we'll be putting the recorded version of this webinar on our more resources page, and for Kelly, we will send you a direct link to the recorded webinar, and then let us know if you have any more issues regarding that. All right. Um, so yeah, thank you again for attending the webinar, and we wish you a great day, a great rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. See
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.